All right, guys, welcome back. We are here today for the third act of Toy Story 4. So the key points about this are the opponent retaliation, rising stakes in action, the battle, and or protagonist makes a huge choice. So this is the climax. Um, and then the hero should fulfill the need and then also their want as well. That's your typical story structure in a third act. And you can really think about this as the showdown finale. So everything gets really accelerated during this, and it's typically about 30 minutes. So this is all about the final confrontation and resolution in the protagonist's new world. So, if you'll remember, we started Act 3 with Woody getting his voice box, making the decision to sacrifice his voice box for Forky. And so he wakes up from having surgery and he seems okay. Meanwhile, the RV is up and running and Bonnie's family they leave. The other toys have to come up with another plan to get this RV back to the carnival. And as I mentioned, things in the third act happen really quickly. So all of these things happen within, I would say, like 3 minutes. So first of all, Woody and Forky, as per their arrangement with Gabby, are allowed to leave. So she doesn't, she doesn't hold them there. And we see just this really emotional goodbye between Forky and Gabby. They've become really good friends, and not in a creepy Stockholm syndrome way that maybe like adult, more like PG-13 R-rated movies would have, but like in a really just kind of heartfelt, genuine way. And that is it's really kind of nice to see. Woody, tells her goodbye too, and he wishes her well. And Forky, we just see this really good, sweet moment here. So suddenly the pair sees Bonnie, and her mom entered the store to recover Bonnie's lost backpack. And they're like, okay, this is our moment. This is it. We're going to get to go back to the RV. But it can't be that easy, right? There's still like 27 minutes of the third act left. So in the meantime, Bo has returned to the fair, but she's had a change of heart, and she decides to go back and get Woody and Forky, right? So this is all happening at the same time. Yes, buddy, Forky. Forky and Woody make it back to Bonnie's backpack, and Bonnie only notices and acknowledges Forky. Okay, so it's just like a really brief thing, but she doesn't even see Woody there. She just sees Forky. So Woody and Forky, in the meantime, while they are in the backpack, or just before they jump into that backpack, they actually see Gabby finally getting to have her moment that she's dreamed of. So she's got that new voice box in. She's got Woody's voice box. She's ready to rock and roll to get herself a kid. So she pulls the string, and it's this really climactic moment. She draws Harmony's attention, but the child tosses her aside. Now, in a normal movie, and even in this movie to some extent, we're kind of like, haha, you were the bad guy, and you didn't get what you wanted from, taking someone's voice box like that. But it just, it doesn't feel satisfying to see that moment, because we've kind of grown to see that her needs and her wants are really human, and they've really humanized this antagonist. So Pixar, well done. So Woody, just being the best guy ever, decides that he wants to go back and help Gabby. After all she's put them through, he decides that he wants to go back. So Woody gives orders to Forky to get the RV back to the carousel, and then goes back to get Gabby. And they have this really heartfelt moment. Gabby is really, really just depressed and sad. And lo and behold, in the meanwhile, the toys come up with a plan to get that RV turned around. So this is all happening. The B plot and the A plot converging in Act 3 is a hallmark of Act 3. The B plot and the A plot are always going to converge at some point. So our B story, we're just getting closer, like physically getting closer to the A story. Meanwhile, after that heart-to-heart, Bo enters as the heroine that she is, and she has come to save the day and get them all out. And I just love this wonderful, heroic, strong female figure that Bo represents in Toy Story 4. So well done, Pixar. All right, so Duke Kaboom comes back, and the whole plan is that the toys get back to the carousel, and they need Duke's help again. So he kind of failed the last time. Like he got the mission accomplished, but he kind of ruined the stunt, and he fell. And this time he redeems himself, and he just does this fantastic. He has like beautiful moment, leaping through the air. and it's just beautiful. So he gets the toys successfully to the carousel where they are supposed to be meeting Forky and Buzz in the RV. So woohoo! All seems well. But and this is like a hallmark, you know, our good moment always has to have something stopping us right up until the very end. Buzz and the gang are continuing to get the RV back to Carnival, but they get pulled over. Like there's all of these like funny moments when that's all happening. In the meantime, Gabby gets a kid, and this, you guys, I mean, if you are not crying by this scene, like when that music kicks in, oh man, like you're gonna be crying. This is when it starts. So this is the one loose end that they really have to tie up before the climax. This is the last thing, and Gabby sees this lost child, and it's kind of funny because this whole movie's really been about like the toys being lost, but this is actually a lost kid here, and it's just a really nice scene, and this lost kid finds Gabby, and it gives her comfort, and Gabby gets her kid, and she's so happy, and the lost kid does find her parents. Alright, it's the final climactic moment. So with our antagonist safely away and no longer the bad guy, our climax is not a battle, rather it's a choice for our hero Woody. So will he stay with Bo, or will he go with Buzz, his kid Bonnie, and the other toys? So I don't know. What do you guys think? If you've not seen this, I know what I thought he was going to do. So he does hug Bo goodbye, and you can see he's just, like, he's so sad, and he looks back at Bo here. Meanwhile, Buzz is there, and Buzz just tells him, we're gonna be okay. Like, Bonnie is going to be okay without you. And he runs back to Bo, and he chooses Bo. So that's our climax here. And then our falling action is really just, I mean, really, the climax really continues with this heartwarming, just like, I mean, people are sobbing in the theater scene. Hugs for everybody. Buzz, there's just this, Buzz and Jesse and Forky all tell him goodbye. You know, he pins his badge on Jesse. It's just, it's so sad. But then really quickly, because Pixar can't leave us crying for too long because it is a children's movie, the toys have to depart as the RV starts to pull away. And that's our falling action. It's very, very short, so I know I've talked about this from the beginning of class, but your climax can happen almost just right at the end of the movie, as it does in Toy Story 4. So we're left with a few more seconds of falling action as Woody and Bo stand arm in arm watching the RV pull away. And they do this just from the pinnacle of this carnival. And the final shot is of their new world as lost toys. So let's see, did we hit the key points? The weird thing about this, like, typically in Act 3, you're going to have some sort of an opponent retaliation, but really they don't do that. So it's not so much a retaliation, but we actually see the antagonist fall kind of early. Usually the antagonist doesn't really fall until here. But no, she falls from grace because she doesn't get her life's wish. But again, we talk about how it's not really a satisfying thing to see her like that. And then Woody goes back to her rescue, and Forky goes with Bonnie. So a new plan, a B plot, and an A plot converging, and that's starting to happen here. So Bo comes to the rescue of Woody and Gabby. Duke fulfills his dream to perform a grand stunt to save them. Gabby gets a kid, and Buzz and Co get the RV to turn around. So this is all happening here. This converging of the A and the B plot. The battle and the protagonist makes a huge choice. So there's no battle, like I mentioned, because again, our opponent is not an opponent anymore. They're a good guy now. But Woody must choose between Bo and Buzz, and he chooses Bo, and the emotional climax ensues. So the hero fulfilling the need. So Woody's need kind of changes. So he realizes through this evolution of his character that having a kid is not the only thing that can fulfill a toy person. They can actually be fulfilled in other ways too. So Bonnie no longer needs him with Forky by her side, and with Buzz assuring him Bonnie will be okay, he does decide to go with Bo. And that way he fulfills his want to. So Woody and Bo are reunited permanently for the happy but bittersweet ending. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I will see you next time for All About Television. Have a great night.